When I think of Overwatch, two things immediately come to my mind. How could two men have possibly garnered 54 deaths in that game, and which Overwatch hero has the best looking honkers? We already ranked all the heroes based on their cheeks, and that video got a retarded amount of views. So the only logical thing for me to do is milk the shit out of these tier lists, same way I want to milk the shit out of some of these characters' titties. But what heroes do I want to milk the most? The only way to find out is to get straight into the rankings. But first, you need to watch this title card. Welcome back. We're going to start off with a doozy. D.Va. Now I'm not going to lie, I saw a couple complaints last video about D.Va being too high, and although I don't agree in the slightest, I don't think you can complain about where she's going here. Easy S tier. She is the first thing I think of when mentioning titties, which is low-key kind of sad to be honest. But for good reason, because god diggity damn does she have some honkers. Next up we got Fist. I'll give you a second to guess where I'm going to rank him. F tier is what I would say if I was fucking retarded. Dude gets the easiest A tier in my goddamn life. I aspire to look like this man. Only in terms of titties though, because I don't think it's possible for me to exactly replicate him. Unless I, reverse Michael Jackson myself. Next up we got JQ herself. Now Junkrat's got them built boobies. Like you can tell she worked hard for them suckers. Like I low-key want to see what she looked like before she started bodybuilding. Unless she was underage. And if that's the case then completely ignore what I just fucking said. Junkrat, easy S tier. Mauga. Now if Mauga was a little darker, I could call him Ronnie Coleman, but I guess I just gotta stick with. Now as I said in the ass cheek tier list video, Mauga is getting his very own tier, because he quite literally has 2 times the nipples. Next is one of the characters that I've really been looking forward to. Orisa. Now I don't know about you, but whenever I go on my daily scroll through Overwatch Rule 34 porn, like you do, I'm constantly seeing Orisa with the most just absurdly large chesticles I've ever laid my eyes on. That being said, my eyes aren't the only thing I want to lay on Orisa's rack. So, Orisa, she earns herself an easy S tier. Now I was excited for Orisa, but I am not excited for the next hero, Ramattra. Ramattra yet again has the same fucking problem that he did in the last rank. He's a fucking robot, and robots never have good looking titties. Well, besides one specific robot, but we'll get to them later. And Ramattra is no exception. He ain't got jack diddly squat. Dude needs to hit the fucking bench press because bro's titties are more non-existent than my father. What'd you say, Dad? No, I'm just making a video. No, it was just a joke. I know you're always there for me. No, there's no need to come over here. No, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just... What do you mean you're disappointed? Ramattra gets an F tier, man. Next up, we got Reinhardt. Now, even before I saw this fella with no shirt on, I truly believe my boy had an excellent rack. I mean, dude is canonically 7'4", so he's obviously gonna have some nice-ass titties. And he does, in fact, have said nice-ass titties. Now, he's no Mauga or anything similar to that, but he definitely ain't mid either. So based off this information, I'm going to give Reinhardt a solid B tier in the beautiful booby tier list. Dude, I need a new fucking hobby. Next up, we got the Glib Gib Gab Glab. Bubba. Now rumor has it, Bubba is the only hero that has jiggle physics on his honkers. That being said, I'd already made my mind up with Bubba. Homie's getting an easy S tier. Now although the shape may not be preferable, he makes up for it with the gargantuan size of his milkers. To be honest, if I see a single comment that says Bubba should be lower, I will personally call up my father, who owns Blizzard by the way, and ask him to empty out your Overwatch coins and deposit them straight into my bank account. But yeah, Bubba, easy S tier. Next up we got Sigma. No, not that Sigma. Sigma Overwatch himself. Now you'd think this old bastard would be an easy D tier or hell, maybe even an F tier, due to the fact that he's pretty skinny and wears a dick ton of unnecessary armor. I mean, you'd think with all this damn armor, he'd at least have the decency to cover his goddamn toes. But hey, Blizzard had to appeal to the people with the foot fetishes somehow. But we're getting off topic. I don't think Sigma deserves a D tier. I think his titties are a bit overlooked actually. Then again, he definitely ain't no Reinhardt. So I'm gonna give Sigma a solid C tier, because his titties are what I'd consider middle of the road. Next up we got Winton. Now before I tell you where I'm going to rank him, I want you to think about this for a minute. Winton is a gorilla. What are gorillas known for? Beating the shit out of their chest. That being said, Winton had to have developed a decently sized chest, that way he isn't ticking away his health bar every time he does his signature move. So this ranking is based off extensive research. Watching the King Kong movies. And I'm going to place him at B tier. So next up we got Wrecking Ball, or if you want to call him by his God-given name, Hammond. Now Hammond is pretty much just a rolling testicle who ain't got any chesticles. That was fucking retarded. So I'm just gonna make this quick. Hammond's getting an F tier for flat as fuck. Maybe one day this cute little fucker will make it out of the bottom tiers, but for now, he's still a failure. Next up we got Zarya. Now last ranking I put her pretty low due to the fact that I just generally don't like her appearance. She reminds me too much of a middle-aged band teacher, but I actually decided to put in some thought this time around, and as I was looking up pictures of Zarya, I found a whole fucking dictionary-sized catalog of Zarya Rule 34. All I have to say is, do not look up what is on screen now. A tier. Next up is Ashe. All I gotta say is, I used Ashe in this thumbnail for a very specific reason. Not only is she overall just an absolute beaut, but by golly does this woman have some fucking hee-haws. To be honest, I think that's enough said. Ashe, easy S tier. Next up we got Bastion. Now I know earlier I said that robots just ain't it, but Bastion is the exception. If I was looking to get some robot ussy, Bastion be my first companion, until his eyes get red. After that happens, I'm turning into the white Usain Bolt. Bastion, easy B tier. Next up we got the man that Blizzard should hire me to voice act in Overwatch 3, Cole Cassidy, or whatever the fuck they're gonna name him in the next game. Similar to how he was one of the highest ranking male characters in the last tier list, he ain't gonna be any different here. All you gotta do is look up Cassidy fan art on Google, and you'll get hundreds of results of this man's absolutely ridiculously sized titties. So Cassidy is going in S tier. Fuck you if you disagree. Echo. Now when I was searching for images on Echo, the only ones that popped up were her bare titties, and unfortunately that isn't allowed on YouTube, but they are most definitely allowed to go onto my face. And honestly, I felt bad for ranking Echo so low in the previous tier list, so she gets to redeem herself here. Echo, easy A tier. Next up we got the man Genji himself. Now the amount of pictures I've found with this man where his cock is out is just absolutely absurd, and not to mention utterly useless, because I don't think I'm gonna stoop that low as to ranking cock sizes. Stay tuned. So Genji's a pretty skinny bloke. He's got that Asian touch to him where he's not only simped over by the entire LGBT community, but he also just doesn't have much depth to him, I guess is the best way of putting it. So it's nothing personal to you Genji enjoyers, but I think I'm gonna put him at D tier. Now Genji's brother on the other hand has got it going on. Hanzo is built like a motherfucker. Dude's chest is gleaming, and this shit's about to make me start creaming. So finally, we can give Hanzo the rank he truly deserves. S tier, motherfucker. Next we got Junkrat. Now real quick, I know Junkrat's photo is him as a woman, but it was just too devious not to use it. I mean, come on, look at this shit. But regular Junkrat ain't got shit, and there's no convincing me otherwise. So I'm gonna disrespectfully put this motherfucker in F tier. Next up is Mei. Now this is gonna be the shortest ranking by far, and all I'm going to do is show you one picture. Just one. S tier. Pharah. Now listen, take one look at Pharah and tell me what you see. Titty shield. You know her honkers are massive when she's got armor dedicated to keeping her hoo-haws protected. And what do you know? When you take off the armor, she has exactly what you expected. Massive fucking titties. There's no need to keep rambling. We can all come to a consensus. S tier. Next up is Reaper. Now to be honest, Reaper really ain't got much upper body mass to him. He has no oomph in his choomf. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to mean, but just roll with it. Even after taking off Reaper's cloak and armor, the dude just doesn't have anything special. So as mean as this sounds, he's going straight into D tier for dog shit. And also just look at this goofy ass picture, bro. Next up is a hero that I am quite excited to rank, because Sojourn has exactly what I look for in a woman. Saying this out loud really helps me realize the disappointment I truly am to my bloodline. Just take a look at this photo and tell me she doesn't deserve S tier. I mean, they're practically begging you to look at them. So enough yapping. We're going to elegantly move Sojourn's PNG straight into S tier. Also, what the fuck is going on with her knees in this photo? Next up is Soldier. Now before I rank this gentleman, I would like to clarify that I am not homosexual in any way, shape, or form. Got it? Good. Soldier gets an A tier. You don't gotta look at him for long to understand why he deserves this placement. Dude took dad bod way too seriously, and his chest is every middle-aged man's dream physique. So for all the 40-year-old men watching this Overwatch titty tier list behind your wife's back, you're welcome. Now let's move on. Sombra. Every time I look into Sombra's general direction, I can't help but just sigh. Now I gotta jerk off. Sombra has the perfect build. There's not a single place you can look and be displeased. And the titties are no exception. They're just beautiful. Like really, what else can I fucking say? Sombra, easy S tier. Next up we got Symmetra. Sim and Sombra pretty much go hand in hand. They both have pretty similar honker sizes and they're both bad as fuck. So this is gonna be a short ranking, but Symmetra, easy S tier. Next up we got Torbjorn. Now if you watched last video, you may be concerned for my safety, but no need to fear. Torb and I are homies now. We no longer have beef. That being said, I can finally rank him fairly. So let me start off with a controversial statement. I don't like midgets. And to be more specific, I don't like midgets that just so happen to have a dick in between their legs. So I'm sorry to the midget mafia, but Brigged short king of a father has to go into F tier. Next up we got Venture. Now Venture hasn't been out long enough for me to truly see what they got going on, so I don't exactly know what I'm working with yet. But that's not saying that Blizzard couldn't come out with a banger skin for them yet. So for now, I think I'm just gonna lay Venture into C tier. Overwatch just doesn't have enough content for them yet. Come on Blizzard, we're all waiting. Next up we got Tracer. And unlike Venture, Tracer most certainly has enough content for me to give her a pretty in-depth ranking. Perhaps maybe even a little too much content, because Jesus Christ. Now Tracer is overall just a great looking woman. She's fit, tight, and she has curves where she needs them. And by the way, when I say tight, I'm referring to the type of clothing she's wearing, you down bad motherfuckers. Get your heads out of the gutter. Now, I would most certainly love to place my head into her gutter, but I would also love to bury it into her amply sized titties. So as for the ranking, I think Tracer gets a solid A tier. They're nothing too crazy, but they're beautiful nonetheless. Next up, we got a fan favorite, and for good reason, because Widowmaker has some absolutely insanely, gargantuously, massively, every single word that means big, milkers. Or should I call them silkers, because, you know, she's a spider and shit. But anyways, Widow has some excellent hoo-haws, as we all know, so it should be no surprise that she gets an S tier. Don't even think about leaving a complaint in my comment section, because if you do, you're just objectively wrong. Now moving on to the support heroes, and let me tell you, this shit about to get good. First up, we got Ana. Now at first glance, Ana doesn't seem to have much going for her, but at second glance, and with a different skin equipped, she's got quite a bit going for her, including my hand, because I just can't seem to resist wanting to grab that shit. So with all that said, I don't think Ana can be placed any lower than A tier. Now you may be twiddling your stupid little fingers at this conclusion, but just trust me, there's better. Next up is Baptiste. Now I know my boy has an excessive amount of armor on, but surely that means he has an excessive amount of chest meat. And sure enough, you take off his armor, and he's got something you can work with. It's nothing to be in awe over, but it's still enough to make your eyes happy when you look at him. So Baptiste earns himself a solid B tier. Good job, buddy. Next up we got Brigitte, and Brigitte most certainly has the titty. That very well may have been the most retarded thing that's come out of my mouth yet. Similar to Pharah, Brig has her own personal titty shield, and even more similar to Pharah, she also has good reason for said shield, because this woman has some goddamn honkers. And even more similar to Pharah, she earns herself an S tier. Also, you ever give me them eyes, I will be down bad astronomical. Next up we got illari. Even with the armor on, you can tell this fairy female has some fantastic fucking melons. Fuck man, I need to speak to a woman. Illari, easy A tier. Now next up we got Kiriko. A lot of people were complaining about how high I ranked Kiri in the last tier list, but I don't want to hear a single complaint this time. She is the reason you clicked on this video after all, with those just beautiful pieces of female anatomy. Kiriko is getting an emphatic S tier, and if you still don't agree, just go ahead and look up any Kiriko animation and thank me later. Next up is Lifeweaver. This one may spark up a bit of discussion in my Discord server, same way it did in the last tier list. But if I was gay, I would respectfully touch this man's rack. Not for too long though, because respect and shit. So based on the fact that I just admitted I would touch another man's titties, I think Lifeweaver should rank higher. I think B tier is a perfect spot for my boy. Yeah. Next up is Mercy. Now not gonna lie, sometimes Mercy's got me feeling like... Not to mention, I tried putting her in a thumbnail once, and that shit got struck down faster than I did when I asked my step-cousin for feet pics. Why did you have to say no? We're not legally bonded. Mercy doesn't have a single problem in her appearance, nor does anybody. You are perfect just the way you are. Besides this fucker. That being said, Mercy is getting placed right where you'd expect her. S tier. Fuck. You're welcome, Mercy mains. Now get your asses back to pocketing me. Next up, we got Moira. Now, Moira is an interesting one, because when I first laid eyes on this woman, I immediately said, wow, this shit kinda mid. But then I saw this skin, and although the size may not be mind-boggling, it's the shape that matters, as this guy said. So, I can proudly say that Mother Moira earns herself a solid A tier in the terrific titty tier list. Next up, we got Lucio. Now, Lucio is a skater, right? Which means his lower body gets a lot of attention when talking about muscle growth. But the problem is, he doesn't work on his upper body. This dude is flatter than an IHOP pancake, but pancakes are fucking delicious. So I'm gonna give Lucio a D tier for delicious. Now last and least, we got Zenyatta. Now as you may know, I throw a lot of slander at this Omnic son of a bitch, and that's for a good reason. Dude ain't got a single curve on his body other than that planet of a fucking forehead. So I'm gonna land this ranking on his cranium and put him at a solid F tier. Also, I just found this goofy ass costume as I was looking for pictures. If I ever see someone wearing this shit, I will bully you until you are crying yourself to sleep every night. Well boys, I think that's it. That sounded way too similar to Ronnie McNutt. Well, I hope you enjoyed. The fuck is that? Oh shit, that's me. Just go ahead and do that real quick, and there we go. Alright, I think the list is done now. So this is my final list. If you disagree, feel free to go into the comments section and bully me until I have no more self-confidence left, because this is a very touchy subject. I know everybody loves their titties, and everybody sees them differently, although they shouldn't, because this is the objectively right titty tier list. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this shitty video, and you haven't seen the previous one, feel free to click it on screen now. And if I don't get a hitman called on me tonight, I'll see you next week.